What's up, Titans fans? It's your boy CD from TitanUp 2day. Crazy game. The Titans just won 31-30 in an absolutely amazing and crazy game. No need to delay. The post-game reaction coming to you now. All right, so after this game, again, 31-30 final, I literally am shocked. I sat here and watched this game from snap, the very first snap, the very first drive to the last play, and I'm lost. I'm confused. I don't understand a lot of the stuff that we're doing, our game plan. It seems like we have a great game plan, everything's working fine, and we just completely change it in the times that we don't need to change it. It's like proven and it's good. We'll start off, first off, Steven Goskowski, whatever you had going on back in Denver for those first 3 kicks or 4 kicks that you just couldn't get it wrapped around your head how to kick the ball, you figured it out. This guy is an absolute monster. You could argue that he went from the worst kicker in the league to the absolute best kicker in the league over a span of a few weeks. But 5 monster field goals to win the game at the end is crazy. We couldn't find a way to get into the end zone to start. Clowney on the pick six comes backwards to make a stupid block that it was uncalled for just in general, but then obviously the rule changes with going backwards, blocking behind, you can't do it. Absolutely crazy. We lose that. I'm thinking that's going to be the play that's going to mess up the entire game. Just had this bad vibe the entire time as we were going through the game. You're like, all right, we have to do something because we can't stop their run. Dalvin Cook has a career day running for 160 plus yards, a huge explosive play for a touchdown. The rookie Justin Jefferson, all these rookie wide receivers we keep having to go up against this year are absolutely demolishing us, killing us. This guy just goes completely crazy for almost 200 yards receiving. I think it's 175 yards receiving that he had. And it was like all in the first half. Like as soon as he comes back in the third quarter, he like gets right back to work. Vrabel, great win, boys, great win. The defensive front, if those guys up front, those front four, Simmons, what's his name? Beasley even showed some at the end. Harold Landry, Jadavian, those guys on the front are unstoppable when they want to be. They literally were nowhere to be found until the fourth quarter and the last 2 drives. Jeffrey Simmons stuffing the middle, stuffing the run. The very first play, which I will say this too, on the last drive, whenever the Vikings were trying to drive to win the game, whenever the game was already basically, it was 31-30 at that point. That very first play, he pushes 2 guys back right into Kirk Cousins' lap and then basically sacks him and just throws him down with one hand. They threw a flag for illegal roughing the passer, like if he hit him in the head. It was completely clean and not a penalty, but it didn't matter because the next 3 plays after that, the front four again exploded as if they were, oh, hey, there's a football game going on. Didn't know that the last, 50-something minutes after we were actually playing a game. Jadeveon Clowney, so quick and so explosive. Get the interception at the end. Obviously, it didn't really matter. We just needed to bat it down, whatever. But a good interception to add to the turnovers. Speaking of turnovers, Ryan Tannehill threw his first interception of the season. We didn't think for a second that he would throw no interceptions all year, or that we would have no turnovers or no giveaways all year. At some point, we were going to make a mistake. The mistake happened, and it hurt us. But we came back. Ryan Tannehill, very cool, calm, collected. Arthur Smith, much love to you calling plays. But again, I will have to say this. There's a moment, the last 2 drives, we settled for a field goal on both the last drives. We ran the ball down Minnesota's throat, all the way down to about the 40-yard line. And then for whatever reason, on first down and 10, we're going to run play action pass. Doesn't work. Okay. Second down and 10, let's run another pass play. Doesn't work. Okay, now it's third down and 10. We have to we literally pass the ball 3 times in a row, then go 3 and out basically off that on the other side of the field and have to settle for a field goal. I was worried that Gostkowski wouldn't come through. I'm no longer worried about Gostkowski. He obviously is good to go. Whatever was going on through his head, he's got that completely ironed out now and no issues for him. But just switching up the play calls for no reason, just run the ball. 22, we know that he's the man. We set up the whole game plan so that whenever it's the the fourth quarter, we just run the ball. They couldn't stop him. He was running at 4 or 5 yards a clip every single time he had the ball in his hand down the stretch. Why change the game plan up? But we did that on the second to last, had to set up for the field goal. Oh, okay, cool, we go up. Then, we didn't go up. We were only down by 2 at that point in time. Then defense stops them. We get the ball back, start running the ball down their throat. Again, we get across the midfield, across the 50, and we're at a point where it was just short of 2 minutes, I believe, left in the game. We know that we can just run the ball. If we're going to kick the field goal, that's fine. But let's kick the game-winning field goal to end it and walk off the field, not have to play any more defense. And then Arthur Smith just stopped running the ball, and we go back to throwing the ball. My boy Ryan Tannehill, I love the gunslinger. When he's seen something, he's decisive. He throws the ball, he lets it rip. He doesn't think twice about it. He almost threw a pick six at the end of the game to end the whole thing. Like, so crazy. Why are we not running the ball there? I think I beat that horse completely dead. Anyways, Derrick Henry ended up running the ball more than 20 carries for more than 100 yards. I think he had hold on a second. He had 4.6 yards per carry average is what he ended up doing. How about our number one wide receiver for today, Khalif Raymond, flashing that speed once again like he did against the Ravens in the playoffs, deep down the sideline to start, and then deep down the middle of the field again, down the stretch to get a huge play to set up. I thought he was a touchdown as well. The way he caught it and then went down, it didn't look like he actually went to the ground. It looked like he was on top of the defender and rolled over into the end zone. It ended up being a Derrick Henry touchdown anyway. It didn't hurt us, but I was worried that it would come back to bite us in the butt, similar to the Jonathan Joseph pick six that we got no points for, 0 points for because of Jadeveon Clowney. But all in all, wrapping all this thing up, our team showed a lot of, what's the word? Patience is one word I want to go with, whatever, but grit is the other word. I think that the fact that we stood 10 toes down, even though we were down, we got down early. We kicked, 3 field goals, then we were down by 5. It was 14-9 at some point. And it was just like, all right, we're down. Now we have to start coming back. And the whole time we were just persistent, doing what we need to do. Defense, that's a whole nother thing. Mike Vrabel is a defensive mind. You're calling plays now. I don't know what the heck is going on with that dude. We can't stop anyone. We're literally breaking down this preview. You have one of the worst offenses in the game. They had career rushing games. And then on top of that, Kirk Cousins has throws all over the place. And I think he threw for a couple touchdowns. It was just like we couldn't stop anything at all. But at the end of the day, when it was clutch time, we did make the big stops down the stretch, and it worked out. But our defense, we have some huge issues, major issues and holes that we need to fix and iron out before we play the Pittsburgh Steelers, a legit contender, next week. And any other, like when we had to play the Texans and the Colts, our division rivals outside of the Jags, who we've already played once. We play these guys that can really put up points. We can't be playing games where we're giving up 30 points a game and expecting our team to score 31. I enjoy the offensive output that we're putting up. I think that we're doing really well on offense. A lot of play action, and it's working. Arthur Smith, although there was a couple parts of your game plan where you just kind of strayed away from running the ball, the overall game plan is working, and you guys are doing really good at that. I appreciate all the work that the staff is doing, the guys that put together a good game, and we won. We're 3-0 again, haven't been 3-0 in so long, and there's something special that's brewing, definitely brewing right now. 3-0 Titans, something special about that. It feels good, haven't got to say that in a long time, but we're here, 3-0. The Minnesota Vikings get to stay home and be 0-3, and that's something that they'll have to worry about and their fans will have to deal with. But our fans, all the Titans fans, can be happy today and for the rest of the week. Celebrate it, enjoy it. Our boys are 3-0. All right, so this is the recap or a quick recap. All the same, more of a reaction to the win. Titans win 31-30 on a Gostkowski monster of a field goal, a ton of field goals throughout the game. The defense has a big stand at the end. We look good when we want to. We look good. And again, keep this in mind. No A.J. Brown. He's coming back soon, though. He's coming back. And I even heard that Adoree Jackson might be coming back after he's been on the IR. He might come back here in a few weeks or even later on down the way. But nonetheless, I'll be coming to you guys with a recap here. Probably, what's today? Today's Sunday. On Tuesday, we get a recap first thing in the morning. But if you like this episode or any other episodes in the past, click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Click the notifications bell. Get notified whenever I drop another episode for you guys. But before we leave, why tighten up tomorrow when you can tighten up today? Woo! Another dub. 3-0.